So I'm not gonna lie, I have been sitting here staring at that record button for about 20 minutes. Um, I never felt like I was any good at doing these. I guess vlogs, vlogs. We did them for a little bit during my recovery from weight loss surgery, and all of those I just kind of shot from the hip, which I'm doing once again. It always felt weird to me to write out a script when you're just talking about you and some of the things that you've experienced. So 2023 was, well, it was a ride. That's for damn sure. And apologies in advance. I'm pretty much just going to let the camera roll. I'm going to say whatever comes to mind, and I'll just kind of take it from there type of deal. So 2023, it had some ups and it definitely had some downs. Unfortunately, it had more downs than ups, but looking back on them, some of those downs were more than likely self-inflicted. Uh, we started the year pretty down because of, well, my life outside of this stream. Work took a pretty bad turn, and it stayed that way for a while. Um, I had my weight loss surgery journey. For those of you wondering how that's going, like, it's fine, I guess. I'm not really sure anymore. I have hit that point in the surgery where they pretty much told me my weight was going to plateau almost indefinitely, and any further weight loss was going to come from me, diet and exercise, whether I take uh, the skin loss surgery, I guess you could say. Like, I have a lot of loose skin all over my body now. I don't look very good without a shirt on anymore. Not that I ever did, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's very flabby down there now. But not entirely sure whether or not I'm going to take that surgery just simply out of the fact of, number one, having the loose skin doesn't really bother me too much. Just simply out of the fact that it's not visible, like, literally anywhere, unless you're seeing me naked, which, well, let's be fair, you're not going to be seeing that anytime soon. Uh, no OnlyFans or Fansly pages on the horizon. Sorry to disappoint, but no. Um, that and the fact that the skin surgery is not covered under insurance. It's considered a cosmetic surgery, and that means you would have to pay the entirety of it out of pocket, and even with insurance covering most of the weight loss surgery, I'm still paying the bill on that, and probably will be for at least another year to year and a half in order to get that out of the way. So, not cheap at all. So, we are very much on the fence of whether or not we're going to do the skin surgery. As far as the weight loss goes, we've lost close to 100 pounds. And what? We had it in May, so May, June, July, August, September, November, December. We are now in January, so it's been about 8 months. So, on average, what? I'm 253 pounds now. We started at about, what, 330, 340, something like that. So close to 100 pounds. And that's been pretty great because it's been a weight loss thing that virtually required me to do a whole lot of nothing other than just adapt to a new lifestyle, which I have for the most part. The diet has basically kind of gone back to normal. In my head, pretty much just repeats the same line over and over again, everything in moderation, which is pretty easy to go by now because, well, when your stomach is about the size of a banana, you can only fit but so much in there. So it makes you, I don't want to say cavalier, but it makes you a little more open to, like, a snack being exactly that, just a snack. So, like, if you want a donut, generally just a donut is more than enough. Or if you want that piece of pizza, you can have that piece of pizza as long as it's just that piece of pizza. Because you're not going to be able to fit much else in there. You don't want to deal with dumping syndrome. You don't want to deal with blockage. Because one thing I've definitely learned eating after this surgery, it may seem alright going down, but it's not going to be fun coming out. That is a big thing that I have learned, and I learned very quickly in this surgery. So, for the most part, the diet has pretty much stayed the same, prioritizing protein and vegetables. If you don't have any vegetables or you don't have room for the vegetables, then you make sure that you drink vegetable juice. Vitamin supplements daily, and this is my life. This is my life for the rest of my life. If you're thinking about doing this surgery as well, I'll be the first one to admit I do not regret it. If you can get through, like, honestly, I think the worst part is going to be within the first month, and it's not even the whole first month. It's going to be like the week before the surgery and the 3 weeks after the surgery. If you can get through those 4 weeks, you're pretty much coasting the rest of the time. And if you can get through those, the rest of it will be a breeze. As long as you can commit to the lifestyle change. That's going to be the biggest part, is if you can commit to the lifestyle change, then you're going to be all right. And for the most part, like, it was pretty easy for me to commit to the change because, well, I came into the surgery as a diabetic. We are not diabetic anymore, so you had a pretty good motivator. And then on top of that, I had very clear-cut examples of what could go right and what could go wrong between friends and family. I had family that had the surgery with great success. I had friends that had the surgery with pretty catastrophic failure. Well, I don't want to say catastrophic, but in the end, it just wound up not working for them, and they gained a bunch of the weight back, which sucks. So, like, I had pretty good motivators to kind of stick with the plan, and for the most part, like, I don't want to say I've fallen into my old ways, but there are definitely things that I have not been eating for the past months that I have kind of had again, at least during the holiday season. But it's still sticking with the same old motto, everything in moderation. Like, yes, have a couple chips, but don't sit there and eat the whole bag. You wouldn't be able to anyway, and you're not going to enjoy the result if you do. So, yeah. That was the biggest part of my 2023, was my weight loss journey, which we are still on. But at least I feel better about it than I did originally going in. I mean, case in point, I'm wearing a shirt that, honestly, I have had since, I don't know, my early 20s. And as you can see, not only does it fit again, but it's pretty baggy on me. So this is an old Captain America football jersey that, like, you just can't find this thing anywhere. So I never got rid of it, and I took care of it and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, it's pretty good testimony that, like, things are going well. I'm pretty happy about that. So I just got to stick with it. And then from there, um, I guess we should turn the table to, well, the reason why this video is here in the first place, and that's content creation. Content creation has been interesting slash depressing slash irritating slash infuriating over the past year. Parts of it have been because of low performance. Parts of it has been because of, I won't even front, just straight up laziness. And then other parts have been bad just out of that fear or that feeling of, well, what even is the frickin' point anymore? I feel like I probably experienced a good amount of burnout this year with content creation. Uh, to the point that I was pretty much ready to quit everything. We talked about moving channels, and we didn't exactly do that. Like, we did it for a minute, and then we came back, and then Twitch announced multi-streaming, so now all the channels are up. And that's been okay, I guess. Not really sure what to think of it in hindsight. It's another way to get yourself out there, and it's hard. It's very, very hard. I'm definitely not getting any younger. I turned 40 in 2023, so I am now 40 years of age. Parker, get from back there. Parker. You gotta love it when they just, the cat just wanders by like, oh, I didn't do anything. I definitely wasn't chewing on any cables. Like I'm trying to do again. Cats. Am I right? Meanwhile, this one was just sitting here just like, I'm just waiting for you to pet me. Just waiting. It's been 20 minutes. What are you gonna do? So, yeah, we now live stream like 5-6 days a week. Not only on Twitch, but over on Kick, and then over on my second channel on YouTube, Prime Plays. Um, I can't complain too much, and the biggest part of the burnout that I feel like was self-inflicted and the irritation that I feel like was self-inflicted is I constantly feel like I focus on the negative too much. Just to give an idea, a couple years back, and obviously the person never fessed up to it. I got a pretty good idea who it was, but the person never fessed up to it. But we were a couple years back pretty maliciously view botted by a member of my community. Apparently, like I had ticked them off. I don't even know. They're not around anymore. I know that much. But they had view botted me pretty maliciously for a significantly long time, I might add. So I guess kudos to them for committing. I don't know. But we got confirmation on the channel that the channel had been view botted pretty severely. And ever since then, it has made me unbelievably paranoid about how certain things happen when I'm live streaming. Like, if the viewer numbers are low, you're kind of sitting there wondering, like, well, what am I doing wrong? What could I do to improve? but it puts an even bigger fear in you of like, well, what if the numbers go down? Hell with that. What if the numbers go up? And that's what we've been dealing with ever since the release of Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, we got a pretty big viewer boost because not only was I one of the only people streaming the game, I was also one of the only people streaming it on PC. Like, pretty much everybody else was streaming it on console. I was one of the only dudes streaming it on PC, trying desperately to make it work and function properly, and that gave us a fairly big viewer boost. But when you see that number go up, but you don't see any new faces in the chat, or you see the number go up and nobody's talking, you see the number go up and there are no new follows, there are no new subs, nobody's retweeting, it makes you paranoid. If you've been viewed about it in the past, it makes you unbelievably paranoid as to whether or not it's happening again. And there's unfortunately nothing you can do to stop it, other than nuke a channel and start over from scratch, or if you're lucky enough to find the person that's doing it to you, there's really not much you can do. Because even if you do find the person that did it to you, who's to stop them from doing it again? You need to prove that it's them. That was the biggest thing with me, is like, I have a pretty good idea who it was, but they never admitted to it, and I can't prove it. And regardless of the state of the world, you are innocent until proven guilty. Even though a lot of the world doesn't really function that way anymore, sadly. But I focused on that a little too much this year. Like, I don't think you should be oblivious to it. You should definitely be aware of what's going on around in your content, in your channel. And if you're not satisfied with the numbers or the metrics or how things are doing, then it is up to you to figure out how to fix it. But at the end of the day, you can't force anyone to watch. And you can't force anyone to talk. And that is something I have been struggling with quite a bit. And I think it led to the realization that, for the most part, yes, I am very burnt out. And I don't know how to break the cycle. I mean, my life is pretty boring in the grand scheme of things. I wake up, I go to work. I work for 8 to 10 hours every day, mostly 10 hours. I come home, I get about 30 minutes to myself, or to the missus, and then I turn the stream on for 3 to 4 hours, and then I turn it off, and I go to bed, and I rinse and repeat this cycle for the most part. And my days off consist of taking care of things around the house that have not been taken care of because we're both working, trying to come up with an idea for a video that 9 times out of 10 escapes me and then just winds up not happening. And then by the end of the night, I turn the stream on. And yeah, it's... Our neighbor with the Mustang is home, apparently. But I feel like I'm rambling a ton here. So, going forward, you should always do content creation because you love it, and I'm not entirely sure I love it anymore. I love streaming. I love doing streaming, but making YouTube videos has been a thorn in my side for quite a while now. Because you deal with the insecurities and the fears of, you sit there and bust your ass to make a video, and then nobody watches it. You sit there, spend all that time editing to make something awesome that you love, that you hope the rest of the world would love, and then nobody watches it. In fact, you wind up losing a subscriber, which I feel like is the biggest kick in the teeth. Is like, oh, not only did we not get any views, but we lost a subscriber. Like, yeah, thanks. That makes me feel great. And we need to find that passion again when it comes to making videos, making shorts. I know there are ways. We're all slaves to the YouTube algorithm. At the end of the day, I know there are ways you can kind of manipulate it. Some I'm not opposed to doing, like embracing short form content, doing shorts. Yeah, sure, I'll do shorts all day long. I don't mind that. I don't mind doing that. If anything, I rather like shorts because 9 times out of 10 they're really easy to make. As long as I can rip them right from the stream. But creating short form content is not out of the question for me. I've never been a fan of clickbaiting. I hate clickbaiting, in fact. So I don't know if I'll ever embrace that. But Shawn Michaels said in the WWE years and years and years ago that he needed to find his smile. And I'm not going to lie. I have not had much reason to smile for quite a while. If you watched the streams before the start of this year, I've always had a resting bitch face. But it's been pretty bad for a while now. Some personal stuff went on in the back. I don't really want to discuss that. But it has led to me removing myself from the camera for a while. I even debated as to whether or not I was going to even do this video because I don't really want to be in front of the camera. But my cat Parker Prime, has been hosting the streams for a while now. I think I'm going to let him continue to do that, just simply out of the fact that me not being in front of the camera has made me a little more comfortable, I think. That and who doesn't love cats? If you don't love cats, you're just weird. Like, and no, I'm not going to apologize for that. Like, if you don't like cats, you're just a weird person. I think that's the move going forward as far as the streams go. Like, it makes me a little more comfortable not having to be right in front of the camera. As far as the videos go, on the main channel, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still figuring out what I even want to do with the main channel. Reaction videos tend to do kinda okay, if they get views at all. Shorts for Fortnite tend to do okay, if they get any views at all. So yeah, I really don't know what I want to do with this main channel because, well, it doesn't seem like much of anything hits it. So we still need to find that sweet spot. I know fighting game related stuff I'm interested in. Everything is always going to be about stuff I'm interested in. So like we're not just going to immediately just start pandering to Raid Shadow Legends because that guarantees us views. No, we're not going to do that. Mortal Kombat stuff, we're still going to cover. Tekken stuff, you're probably going to see us cover a lot more. Final Fantasy VII, Rebirth, Suicide Squad, we're probably going to cover all that. We'll still probably mention Destiny every now and then. Although for the next few months there won't be much of a reason to mention Destiny. It's just how it is. Fortnite, I think, found its home on the channel in the form of shorts. So we'll keep trying to do Fortnite shorts. Those tend to do pretty well in short form format. As far as the second channel goes, Prime Plays was something that someone suggested to me, and I was like, you know what, that's not a bad idea, let's do it. So live streams, let's plays, long plays have all been moved over to the Prime Plays channel, and links to that will be in the description below. I think we're going to start touching more on that channel this year. My biggest passion when it comes to live streaming, content creating, is I love storytelling. Like, I was actually talking to my own dad about this, of like, what really do you enjoy when it comes to like streaming and making videos? I I love story time. I love a good story, a story that speaks to you, that you enjoy, that you emotionally connect with. And I love showing that story to everybody else, hoping that, like, hey, maybe they'll wind up liking it as much as I do. And that was one of the big reasons, like, we would do like these full series runs, and we do them in chronological order so you could see the story from start to finish. I love doing stuff like that. And I think with Prime Plays, I'm going to start embracing that a little bit more, at least in the long play format. Like, I've always been fascinated by a channel called Gamer's Little Playground, that just put up these full game playthroughs, no commentary. It's there to show the story in a cinematic format for people to just sit, watch, and enjoy, to see the whole thing. And I like that. I like that a lot. And that's the whole point of a long play, is like you get to see everything from start to finish. So you may see me digging into that a little bit more. I've already begun recording for it. The first big recording for it is going to be the Gears of War saga, in chronological order. So you're going to see like God of War, not God of War, Gears of War, Gears of War Judgment, like the first part, Rom Shadow from Gears 3, Gears 1, Gears 2, Gears 3, Gears 3 Aftermath, Gears 4, Gears 5, Hive Busters. That's the chronological order for it. And we've already started recording that in a long play format, shot as cinematic as humanly possible, making sure you see all the cool stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. As far as the videos on the main channel, I still don't know. I know reactions aren't going anywhere. People love reaction content. But for the most part, I think it's just going to have to boil down to, like, I'm going to have to get that just ding. I'm going to make a video out of that. And we're just going to have to go from there. But this video is approaching 30 minutes. I have definitely rambled on enough. So goals going forward in 2024, like I said, find my smile again when it comes to content creation. And we got to make sure we treat each other better, not only as content creators, but as people. Like, that's been some of the worst of this past year. It's just... And I'm going to go off filter here. Some of you motherfuckers really just lost your mind. And there's a lot of you out there that can't ever be told that they're wrong. And y'all are grown adults. Not only do you need to learn how to take an L every now and then, you also need to learn to shut your mouth and let other people talk. And we've got to do better as a society, as a race, to just respect our fellow man a little bit more. And if you feel offended by what I just said, then maybe you should take a nice, long, hard look in the mirror. Or if you don't, then you're probably too delusional anyway. So you're probably beyond help. But if you didn't get offended by that, I hope you take some of those words to heart. That just overall, we need to treat each other better. We need to be better. So it's a new year. Everybody loves to make resolutions. Everybody loves to make big plans, so let's do that going forward to just learn to be better people. I am definitely going to do that. I am going to try and get out to more events, get my face out there a little bit more. So hopefully I get to see you there at some of them. And we're going to try and get more competitive with the fighting games. We said we'd come back with Mortal Kombat 1, and we have, for the most part. But it's time to put the pedal to the metal. And hopefully that all works out, and hopefully I can work out some of my insecurities and provide you with better content than a 31-minute ramble session that kind of just went nowhere. At least I think it did. So, thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed the video or you just had a nice laugh at my expense, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Links to all my socials and everything are down below. If you want to see Parker do his thing over on the live streams, links to the live streams will be down below. We stream over on Twitch, over on Kick, and then over on my second YouTube channel, Prime Plays. Definitely go show Prime Play some love. You're going to see a lot more activity over there in the coming weeks. So thank you again. Here's to a fantastic 2024. If you stuck with me, thank you so much. You mean the world to me. So, thanks again. Have a good one.